So the next point is the really important one, and it's what you were talking about, Simon, with yields. Traditionally, people have been saying, "Oh, don't invest in London. The rental returns are so bad." But I've done my homework. I've looked at the numbers, and actually, what we're seeing is that the yields and the rental income relative to purchase price in London is really good right now. It's actually a fantastic opportunity because of the scaremongering. A lot of landlords have chosen to exit the market, which is difficult for renters because renters need somewhere to live. So, due to supply and demand, rents have increased, and there's also been a softening of property prices. So, actually, now is an absolutely fantastic time to get into the London market. And I will be showing you later some examples of properties that actually deliver higher yields than 4 to 5% plus. But sort of 5, 10 years ago, the traditional people were talking about 1 to 2%. And while you can still get higher yields in the north, um, the discrepancy between the two is certainly reducing. What are you seeing here, Simon? Does this res
I would agree that rental yields, and it's back to my point about the don't be caught up too much with the percentages because if you're looking for absolute amount of money coming through the door each month, you are not going to get that on northern properties. You're simply not compared to a one-bedroom flat, two-bedroom flat in London, for instance. The observations I have with this is that I do hear, well, if there are people that are selling up, landlords, property investors selling up, then the people buying them must be moving into them, therefore don't need rent to rent anymore. That's a mistake to think that happens because there's people like me who live in a foreign country that will buy a home in London and just leave it empty, right?
Mm,
Because I can then I know it's an investment. I know the property is going to go up in value, and I'll just frequent it whenever I want to see a show or something like that. Look, this happens a lot. So when people say that, oh, well, hey, surely buying landlords selling, that's a good thing. No, because foreign investors like me, who doesn't want to rent out a property, sorry,
mm,
but will want it as a second home, there's still less properties on the marketplace for one, renters, and now people buying. That's why property prices are going up because there
mm,
are so many international buyers in the UK market, in particular London. Why? Safe environment. Nowhere in the world do you have this asset that's in the UK where you have legal rights to that property. In other countries, you can easily have that investment taken away from you. Cyprus is a great example of that happening to one good my friends who lost property over there, where the government just said, we're taking it back.
wow.
No answer, nothing to do with it. Or you've got political issues going on in your currency. I'm sure you're going to talk about currencies later on, where they plummet and then you lose value anyway. So I think there's a lot to be said and to echo the point that London is a great place to invest, and I can't see it going backwards anytime soon.
No, couldn't agree more. Absolutely not going backwards. And so this really covers step two and step three on that flywheel, that the rental income is good and it's not going backwards. There's appreciation. So